A little over a year prior to my stepfather's death, he was beaten within an inch of his life and left in a coma. We were at a supper club for my aunt's birthday. It was myself, my mother, my brother, my stepfather, his business partner, who was my aunt's boyfriend at the time. She started dating him after he was my stepfather's business partner, and my grandparents and my brother. My brother and I were sent home with my grandparents. They dropped us off at our house on their way home, which was not usual practice. Normally, when we all went out together, my brother and I stayed till the very end of the evening and would go home with my mother and my stepfather. My stepfather even was like, why are they leaving? They can stay. I wanted to stay. Of course I wanted to stay, even though I was like falling asleep. But it was fun, and I was there with my stepfather, and I loved that aunt. That's the aunt that I used to call my favorite. My mother was insistent on our leaving. After we left, according to the stories that I was told at the time, my stepfather and his business partner went outside to get their car. And while they were waiting out there, two men in a black car pulled up with baseball bats and beat my stepfather to the point that he ended up in a coma. The next morning, as I was sitting in my brother's room, that's where the TV was, and I was trying to find something to watch, the phone rang. I answered the phone, and it was the hospital, which I didn't know that at the time, asking me all sorts of questions about my stepfather, and my brother took the phone from me and shooed me away. He knew something had happened. I don't know what he knew, but I know that he wasn't surprised by the call. My mother was in the bedroom sleeping, not to be waken up. So why she wasn't at the hospital while my stepfather was in such dire straits, or like, I don't know. I feel like I would have been there, but that's not where she was. She was sleeping like a baby. A couple of days after my stepfather was assaulted, while still lying in a coma, we went to the Fontainebleau where we rented a cabana year round. And we were there with my mother, my aunt, my brother, and the business partner. The business partner came up to me. Now I'm 11 years old and said, "I'm so sorry about your dad. I tried to help him. I'm so sorry. I did everything I could." And I remember looking at him and like surveying him because he was in a bathing suit. And I was asking myself, if you tried to help, why isn't there a scratch on you? I don't know. I never got to ask that question.